Hello, good morning, everyone, and greetings wherever you are in the different parts of the region. Welcome to nowGurukul ServiceNow virtual meetup number 12. Thanks a lot, Nicola, for joining in.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you are doing good.
Yes.
We are really grateful that you have taken this time of yours to share your experience and learnings with us. We'll start with the meetup and soon we'll start our session. And I see people are joining in here. More than in this live webinar, people will be watching us out after this platform on YouTube, LinkedIn, on different platforms. So I hope we'll be adding more and more value to their lives. So everybody, I know this is a festival week in India. Saturday morning, you all are here. I'm really grateful that we are all prioritizing our networking, learning, in spite of our personal commitments. So let's start with the meeting. So before we start, we have some ground rules. Please make sure that you are on mute. If you want to express something, if you want to ask something, please use the chat window or raise your hand, and we'll make sure that your voice is heard. My fellow co-host Sarthak is here to manage this well. Please use the chat actively. Please put your all the Q questions for the speakers here, and be respectful towards each other as we come from different countries, different cultures, different religions. And last but not the least, don't forget to engage and network with each other. It will be great if you can all come over your videos because that is what we are here to do, right, on Saturday morning. Thanks for that. And for the meetup agenda, we'll have a quick club introduction, what all we provide you guys. Our amazing keynote speaker, Nicola, is here, who's from ServiceNow. Then we'll have a Q&A session with Nicola. And then we'll have our another keynote speaker, Lavina, who will be giving us some really hands-on demo on a cool data anonymization topic. And then, of course, we wind it off. All right, just a 1 minute quick introduction. We are a non-profitable group which caters all around community, mentoring, learning, improving our public speaking. We provide you a lot of new initiatives. We thrive to learn together by supporting each other, having these virtual meetups, getting the keynote speakers in. And I hope if you are connected with us, you must be uh, connected with us as a member. So we are not bounded to any different, any certain geography and all. We are open for globally, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time where we step into action. I will just quickly spotlight myself and Nicola for everybody. Hey, Nicola, how are you?
Hello again.
Ex-
Good.
thanks a lot.
Excited to be here.
Thanks a lot for getting this time for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think you know Nicola really well. His LinkedIn status says that you follow me and I follow you, having more than 28,000 followers. Just if you don't know, let me take a moment to introduce Nicola to all of you. We are thrilled to announce that Nicola Attico, product manager at ServiceNow Innovation Office, is with us today. He brings a wealth of experience in enterprise software and deep expertise in now platform, data science, AI, blockchain. I don't know what is left here, but he knows most of the stuff in IT. He works with the visionary teams. I can go on and in his introduction, but I think the best thing I love about him that the content he shares on social media and he was I was so kind of tense to reach out to him to come to us and speak, but he's so down to earth person that I can't explain you. We had a lot of conversations, before we came in. So, Nicola, before more than I explain about you, I want to hear from you, right? So, who is Nicola Attico to the audience, and how he's the back end, the innovation office, right? So, how was the journey till here?
Yeah, and I can tell also a little bit about what is my role in ServiceNow. But yeah, um, I'm in IT since many decades, and in ServiceNow since more than 12 years now. So it has been a pretty long ride with ServiceNow. My role currently is in the innovation office. So basically, we are envisioning the future of the platform in the next 3, 5, and more years. So it's a very enjoyable role because we get the opportunity to play with many exciting technologies, which are very forward-looking, and also a lot of opportunity to work with partners, customers, and internally with the business unit. Let's say that my main activity, I'm in the engineering team of the innovation office, is rapid prototyping. What I do most of the day, yes, I'm a product manager, but roles are a little bit blended. I'm still very close to code. I like to build applications, so I like it to manage it a little bit end to end. Um, so, I mean, this is my current role, and I can tell you a little bit more about the subjects as well if you are interested. Before of that, I've spent probably 6, 7 years in the pre-sales function in different roles. That in a way is also, of course, is a role that is very business focused. I don't know if you are familiar with what a pre-sale does, but basically is the technical counterpart in the sale. And even there is a lot of rapid prototyping because what you usually do are POCs with customers. So you need to understand the business context, translate the business context in capabilities, and come up with something that ring the bells, ring the bell, so to speak, with the customer. So that was my let's say my previous experience in ServiceNow, which I recommend. I mean, it's a role that I can recommend to people. It's also a role that can be a very good starting point in organizations to get knowledge about customers, knowledge about the product, and to grow in the company.
Thanks, mate, for that. So, I have a lot of questions for Nicola. And when I was searching for him, I can go for 6 hours, and that will not be enough. So, I request audience, if you have any particular questions for him, please type in the chat window. He has 12 years of experience with ServiceNow and more years in the past, right? So you might be able to get the right answers from him. So when I was going through your profile, I see you were also in BMC, right? Previously as a pre-sales
Yes,
consultant, and
yes.
then in ServiceNow, last 12 years and years of experience. So what is the high level thing, the first thing that you want to say that it changed in so many years, right? So you have seen the transition, right? So do you want to speak about that in 1 or 2 minutes, Nicola, that how was it 15 years back and how it's now in terms of product when we say?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, it was 2013. So the Calgary was just released, basically. There were still Berlin instance and even Aspen instance around. So it was a very good memories from the past. I'm based in Italy, by the way. I'm in Milan.
Okay.
So my role initially, I was like one of the two people starting the company here, and it was very interesting because compared to other markets, which were probably more mature, cloud was kind of a stranger. No one basically knew about it, and there were a lot of questions about, the compliance, the data, and all of that. I mean, they are still there, the question, of course, but now there are ways to address them, and it's a well-known conversation, so to speak. But back in the days, especially in a country like Italy, was still very, very new. And ServiceNow was a kind of startup in Europe, so to speak. There were probably about 100 people, something like that. I remember. The
I
French
know
office would.
previously it you all used to be at on-site database thing, right? And then
Mm.
transition to cloud. On premises, what we say in ServiceNow language, basically. So I've been has a question for you, Nicola. Pre-sales as a career, is it worth these days? Can you suggest how to move from tech to pre-sales into service now? I think this is a question that I also get round and there, right? That is tech is also being a techie is worthy in a career, or being to a pre-sales into is more worthy, or how to make transition into both of the streams. So what is your take on that?
I remember when I started in the pre-sales role, I was not even in BMC, it was my previous company. I was doing product implementations. It was a French company. And I remember I was spending my entire day with a specific customer, a big telco in Italy. And at one point, they accepted to move me. They kind of proposed me to move in pre-sales. And I remember the first impression I had of pre-sales is that when you are implementing, you have to look at the PC. When you are doing pre-sales, you have to look at the person that is in front of you, because
Agree.
you have to switch the focus to the you have to switch the focus to the person and the companies you are talking to, and try to put their shoes and see the situation from their perspective in such a way that you can actually have a meaningful conversation with them, and you can convince them. Still is a role where technical knowledge is extremely important, but also the language that you use is extremely important. You need to switch to a business language, because otherwise the person that is in front of you will not it will not resonate with them. So you need to do in this way. And I mean, I've done pre-sales for so long time, and I think it's a very good step for a person working in the technical field, if they like to have I mean this kind.
Go ahead. Nicola, sorry, I put you on mute by mistake. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sure.
Sorry. Yeah.
No problem. So yes, I mean it's an exciting role. On the other side, let's say one of my frustration after many years in the pre-sales role is that you don't always have the opportunity to go deeper in the product, because everything is driven by the customer there. So you do something, then the day after you switch to something else, maybe. And with a platform that has become so big as ServiceNow, um, it becomes harder to to go deeper on the tech side. So I mean, there are different roles, and you have to pick up what aligns better with your profile, I guess. And I mean, being very happy to have spent many years in pre-sales, I'm happy now to be able to focus more on the platform itself, on the solution, and be able to focus on what I really enjoy a lot, which is building application with ServiceNow,
Yeah,
basically.
we follow you on social media, so I know how much you enjoy that, right? So, Nicola, the next question we have from Cherry is that, and you are the one of the right person to answer it, because I know you are too much enthusiastic about AI and stuff. In every domain, learning is a continuous process. These days, AI is playing a major role, and we would like to hear from you on AI areas, how to scale up to become a SME in AI area, especially for ServiceNow industry, right? Because everybody is thriving about AI, talking about AI, be it client, be it your boss at work, right? Be it a implementation partner. What is the right path for that, especially who are starting from the scratch now?
Yes, and it's a very yeah. Thanks for the question. No, it's a very multi-side question. I think there are a lot of aspects to that. But I guess from the perspective of learning what ServiceNow provide, um, I'm very happy that now we are starting to announce AI capability on PDIs as well. I think this is extremely important. I think nothing replaced from my perspective to have hands-on activity on AI and fit that to customer needs. From my point of view, doing AI with ServiceNow in the last couple of years, let's say, has been really a learning experience because there are so many things on the platform that has been built so quickly, and you can barely keep the pace of the stuff which are released, and then I feel like I'm jumping from one to the other,
Agree.
and I still need to catch up. But I think that learning the foundation is extremely important. For example, in ServiceNow, the core of the AI implementation is the generative AI controller, which is at the core of the platform. We tend to document more the agents and all these kind of things, but there is a lot of deep technical expertise that we need to build there as a community, I think. And this is a little bit what I'm trying to do with AI day by day. On the other side, topics like retrieved augmented generation, RAG, are so important because I mean you do not build a mature AI agent without RAG today. And I mean we need to know that RAG in ServiceNow is implemented with AI search in the platform. So AI search is becoming a very important topic for ServiceNow, I think. And combining all this stuff together, oh my God, there are so many recipes in the wider AI community using tools like LangChain, Llama Index, and all these kind of things. So you need to start like bridging the gap, not the gap, but building the bridge. Maybe it's a better way to say, between, I mean, those solutions which are the more, let's say, community known ways of doing things and the enterprise way, and be able to apply all these patterns to go deep in the platform and start to understand these foundational topics, and then start learning the AI agent. I mean, I think we have something like hundreds of AI agents today on the AI platform. I used to update these slides with all the AI agents we have, which is starting to become challenging, first of all, because it doesn't fit in one page. And on the other side, because they are scattered across all the different applications. But I surely do another iteration of that because I think it's enlightening in the sense that, my God, look how broad that it has become. And on the other side, I think what we need to start receiving more are feedback on how customers are using it, because we know that adoption is very progressive. Customers are digesting at their own pace those
Agree.
topics, and they are not easy. But I want to start to know, I mean, what are the agents that you are using the most? How often you're triggering it? Under which condition? Which result does that give you? That must be quantitative, right? All this data, I hope they will come from the community more and more. And yeah, I mean, this is one perspective on AI, but there are so many other perspectives. Like, I mean, it can really help you when you are. Everyone is speaking about this topic of vibe coding.
Hmm.
I don't like this word, to be honest. Um, but I think there is something which comes even earlier than vibe coding, that is understanding code, which is so critical. And to be honest, I think AI is so helpful in understanding what application do, because you can like chat with an expert and you can come up with answers to very deep questions. In ServiceNow, currently internally, we are using this solution called Windsurf. We used to create code for sure, but I think a key capability is to ask questions about application and understand how they work, so that you can develop code more maturely, more effectively. And of course, you will use AI to generate code as well. I mean, we all do, and it makes sense. But that doesn't exempt you from understanding, right? I mean, so I see people is worried about developer losing job for AI. I think it's going to be on the other side. When internet came out, also, I think there was a huge acceleration in work. And to be honest, I'm seeing the same today. I mean, there is a huge acceleration of work. Just don't start thinking that you can do stuff without understanding them, because it's not going to work, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is another topic I'm very
Yeah, I
passionate
think
about.
there are questions in the chat around it. Okay, that if AI is rapidly transforming, right? So ServiceNow already being a low-code environment, how can developers equip themselves to stay relevant or get replaced by AI in ServiceNow, right? And we were when we were also talking, there was a question that we agreed on that what is the role of AI shaping the work of a ServiceNow developer, right? I think that is what
Mhm.
you are coming through. People should not get scared, and the foundation is very important to get in, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you have answered that thing. One question from my side, Nicola. The innovation office at the back end looks might flashy to many people, right? But somehow it scares me because I think that is a kind of a responsive where you need to get into something new, right? So people might be working on enhancements and all that stuff, but you are something you need to do R&D, research, prototyping, something fails, something gets success, and then you release it out. So how is your day-to-day job, or is it difficult, or how's your what is your mindset out there? Because
Yeah, I mean,
every 6 months in service now we see a release, right? And that is all, everything is tied up to the product enhancements, the innovations that are coming up, right? So as a consumer, we feel that okay, it is too overwhelming, might be for the overwhelming for the service now employees and leaders like you. But what's on the on ground situation there?
yeah, I would say we are an enabler function, because all function and departments are doing their own innovation, right? And they own it. But I mean, it has really been about investigating future trends and how they can impact ServiceNow, and also create ways to have people easily visualize that today in the platform. But for me, it's a lot about mm, understanding the foundation of the platform and understanding how this can be, how they can leverage other capabilities. My initial role in the innovation team was a project about blockchain. So I was working with a partner and basically creating a vision about how ServiceNow can interact with those technologies. And I'm happy that these topics today are becoming again pretty hot, especially when we are talking about stable coins and this kind of financial capabilities. People starting to get interested in understanding how they can um, integrate with ServiceNow, especially in an AI agent world. Our agent can create economies by themselves, pay each other. These kind of things is a very exciting topic. But I guess, I mean, my work is pretty much the work of someone working with the platform and creating applications, and at the same time explaining what this does and what are the exciting new capabilities that you can achieve with additional technologies. For example, another example, I've been working a lot in the visualization space. I'm a big believer in visualizations, in creating visual that help also understand, learn, and all these kind of things. So I was getting very passionate about the topic of graphs and diagrams and all these kind of things. So at one point, I found this way to visualize data model diagram that was quite general purpose and could be applied to different packages. And this is something that become very popular online, and I see people are using them to study and to learn. So those are some projects that were like that were I was like driving directly, but very often we also work on projects that are driven by customers or driven by business unit internally. So they ask us to support on specific innovation ideas, prototype them on the platform. So it's pretty much of a research
Yeah, I
development
think
job.
you are trying to be modest here because when I see your read your LinkedIn post, right, I know that you are an epitome of knowledge, and that's where our another keynote speaker have a question for you. Want to know from Nicola the secret of his knowledge, and I want to also tie back this question to I also read that you have wrote a book about ServiceNow, right? So Nicola, what does it take? From where did you conceptualize that? Okay, I want to write a book and the ideation, the closure. How was that experience? And I think everybody in this group would love to read that.
I mean, it's pretty much the day by day, I guess, and to repeat that for 12 years, it's something that accumulates some knowledge about different areas. Also, being different roles helps a lot to see different perspective of the same problem, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, the book it's something that took a lot of energy, to be honest. I published it with this Indian editor called BPB Online. And I mean, I know that there are already a few books on service now, and they are very good and very deep. But I wanted to write one book where I mean, you could basically start from the beginning, yes, but also arrive to topics which are um, current, very current. For example, there are a lot of books which are speaking about how you use the classic UI in ServiceNow, how you configure it, the form, and all these kind of things. But UI Builder is the new way of doing things, and a lot of people are really struggling, myself included. I struggle a lot to uh, grow my knowledge on UI Builder and start to be able to do things because there is a very big switch in focus in how you build a UI Builder application. And also there are stuff that I like and stuff that I don't like. Um, but I think that the first thing is start learning and understanding how it works. And I realized that I didn't understand it very well in many regards. So in the book, there are a couple of chapters about UI Builder because really I want to start people to see the foundation of it and how you can. And then I'm pretty sure that when you understand the foundation, you can start growing and applying to your work. So the entire purpose of the book was this one. There was also a book chapter about AI agents. They were just being released, so it was very early. But it's also and there is a lot of hands-on experience, which I think it's it is required and you need to spend time there to be able to be really proficient. But I mean, even the builder agent can help a lot to gain insight in application. So use it not just to write code, but also to ask questions about applications. and so that you can understand the structure and all of that. This
Yeah.
helps a
I think
lot.
I think one thing I'm learning from you, Nicola, in the last few minutes is that you focus a lot on the foundation part of the application, right? And one thing I am able to see here is that ServiceNow is not only about ITSM, CSM, IRM modules. It is beyond that, right? And specifically when this AI is coming into the picture, different systems are coming to the picture. So related to that, I have a question for you. Specifically, as I know that you have worked a lot in the blockchain, and many people are there in our ServiceNow industry who used to work in blockchain backend and they came into ServiceNow. So how does it go hand in hand when what you see possibilities of some use cases in near future around it?
Oh, yeah, that is has been one of my passions, still is. No, I mean there are. I believe there are huge possibilities with blockchain, but currently with blockchain, everything boils down to the financial aspect, I think. And if blockchain is able to demonstrate itself in the financial space, maybe things will start to evolve from there. Things like smart contracts, distributed ledger capabilities, these kind of things will start to get used. When I was working on the blockchain project, I think we focus a lot on the enterprise side, and really enterprise adoption of blockchain today is still not there, to be honest. It's not happening. Today is not happening. Things like supply chain, it was expected to be completely revolutionized by blockchain. It didn't happen. And I think one of the difficulty there is that blockchain is basically proposing an entire change of redesign of the architecture of interaction between parties, the architecture of trust, all these kind of things are envisioned to be changed. It is extremely visionary, is extremely exciting and new, but business are not thinking in this way. I mean, and there are too many risks for an enterprise today. I mean, no company can do that by themselves. There must be something that comes from like a public agreement, a shared contract. And this is a very high activation energy. And while I'm sure that a world where blockchain is central could possibly be a better world, the path for going from A to B, it's too steep, and no one is doing that at the moment. So the people is thinking about blockchain in the financial sense, which is already a huge application. Maybe if that happens, other stuff will come.
Yeah,
But
I personally know there are a lot of financial customers, right? Looking for the right solutions, more secure solutions in ServiceNow, I think, and that will take a shape in near future. So, Nicola, in the interest of time and your worthy time, the last two questions from my side, right? So, Ujjwal from the audience wants to know, and I think that is a very common question across, especially for the implementation partners, right? That okay, we know that now assist and everything comes as a at a cost, and few clients are I would say mature enough to adopt that cost as of now to in order to use the AI solutions. But trust me, even if any client has a basic ITSM license, they still want that, okay, can you give me something around AI, right? Because that is the buzz of the day. So how do we manage those situations to at least inspire our clients to go for Now Assist? Or if it's not possible due to the system, then okay, how can we provide some other AI solutions to them? Maybe it's from open source or something, right? So what's your take on that?
I don't know. It's a very difficult question. Again, and I used to understand the pricing very well when I was a pre-sales, I have to
Hmm.
say. But today I feel I'm not as good as I used to be in understanding how
It's not the question
the
is not
pricing
about price.
looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Question is not about
No,
pricing.
I
We don't
understand.
want to talk about pricing, to be very frank, right? The question is only about that. Okay, I'm a customer. Okay, I don't have the AI license, and you are my implementation partner, right? And I ask you, okay, boss, for the next 2 years, let's say I cannot get a now assist license, but right, okay, but still can I leverage something around AI, right? Is there any integration possible or something like that? So have you seen such scenarios in your career as of now?
To drive with the ServiceNow solution because um, I believe this is the way to make customer happy
Hmm.
because otherwise it's going to be something very custom. And although sometimes this can apply, I think now CIS is general enough in terms of also building specific solution. I think I would say I would try to drive with the use case in this case. Let's not discuss about,
Yeah,
doing something with AI is not enough.
yeah,
Let's start thinking about what do you need, what can apply to your business more concretely. And then I'm pretty sure the customer will be willing to go on the now assist uh,
yeah,
route, okay? Um, because I see many customers who want to do something with AI, but this is not the driver. You need to tell me what is your business driver
agree,
for using AI. Otherwise, don't use AI. It's as
agree,
simple
agree.
as that,
Yeah.
right? So this is what I would try to do, I guess.
Sure. I totally agree with you that, right? Talks like something want to do can be dangerous, right? So there should be some use case around it. There should be some material around it. And I would like to advocate that you're using Now Assist, we leverage the entire platform capabilities, right? Everything is tied up to that. And you can bring the powerful AI use case out of it. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Because last question of the day, and I think that is one of your forte, of course, right? What do you see the role of being active at LinkedIn or ServiceNow community and why it is worthy staying active there? To be very frank, people like you inspire me and motivate me that, okay, a person having 12 years of experience in ServiceNow, why he needs to be active out there, right? Uh, it makes sense to somebody like us, who are starting their journey, trying to build their network and all that stuff, right? But what keeps you going after so many of years of experience, having a well-established career, but still going out there daily, spending 30, 40 minutes on the social platforms?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great way to develop connection and conversation. It's incredible also how many connections you can achieve in your own company by publishing on platform. And of course, I also publish on communities. We have an innovation office blog where where we publish, not just me and the entire team publish articles, and you should visit it. Just type community innovation office and you should be able to find it. But I think the conversation which are coming out of the activity that you do online are very meaningful, and maybe you do not realize that immediately. So if you are thinking about should I do or should I not do, be persistent for like 6 months, and you will start seeing that things pop up in your, let's say, daily routine,
Agree.
which allows you to maybe be engaged in new projects or be engaged in with new customers, this sort of things. It's kind of started during COVID for me, and this is where I persisted for like 1 year.
Yeah.
And I have to say that was really worthwhile to do because it has become one of my major ways to reach out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's great. Thanks for, keep us motivated and sharing the consistent knowledge out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, if you don't follow Nicola, go out on LinkedIn, search for him, and trust me, every post you will learn something new. And the first thing that you will get in your head is that, okay, oh, ServiceNow is beyond that, right? So, I think that's the best way. So, with that note, Nicola, I want to thank you so much for getting your precious time here. talking to us. I would like to host you again for sure, and where I want to see some cool demos or something that you have developed
Sure.
and to him, right? It's a festival week in India, and
I
we,
know.
so we wish you also the best health, the happiness for yourself and your family. For the next year, you keep contributing towards the community, and really grateful to have you here, right? So the festival is known as Diwali in India, right? And it's like Christmas in Europe or US, right? So everybody goes on leave this week, basically,
Hmm.
right? So thanks a lot, mate, for
Thanks.
accepting this request. I would love to hear more and more from you, and thanks, audience, for being here as well, right?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. So